Okay, so have you ever read a book where even like 2 seconds into it, you just like either want to bash your head into the wall, cry, fall asleep, or all simultaneously? Because same. uh, okay, so um, oh, I feel like I want to cry. Massive disclaimer: we DNF'd this book like what 46% through. We DNF'd it on chapter 10.
Yes.
Um, we are I'm just going right into it. We are discussing Daughter of the Siren Queen, which is book 2 of like, I don't know, the Daughter series. I don't know what the series is called, but it's from Tricia Levenseller, I believe. This
Yes, ma'am.
book was a fucking snooze fest. Holy shit. Oh my god, like I mean, okay, we always do a summary. We always do a summary. Um it's 2 months after the first book ended.
Wait,
She
really?
yeah, that's that chapter 1. She finds her mom. The end.
Literally. Oh
I'm
no.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be that person, but where was the plot? Where was the character development? Like, where was even just normal banter? And Alosa, you know, the main character that we absolutely loved and cherished in the first book, she was so different. She did not have that witty inner monologue. She didn't have any, like, funny, like, side to her. It was just dry, humorless. It was very rushed, and I don't know. There was just no part of I okay, I know this sounds very shitty and I'm so sorry, but I was messaging Esper and I was like, "Bro, like I really feel like Esper and I talked the entirety of chapter 2 and I swear to you, I feel like we were talking for like an hour and a half and turns out it was only like a 25-minute chapter." And like I have never felt more joy in my life than when I heard chapter 3. I did the audiobook because I couldn't focus, like I couldn't physically focus on reading the book, so I had to switch to the audiobook and I was just all I heard is chapter 3. I have never wanted to throw a party in my entire life until then.
Yeah, it was a struggle. I started it driving to a friend's house, so I really only got like 30 minutes in, which if you read the audiobook or if you listen to the audiobook, I don't know if it's the same if you read it, because personally I experience it differently when you listen to it as opposed to reading it. But the first 30 minutes, top tier. Like I was hooked. I was in it. I was like, yeah, get him, Alosa. Fuck that guy up. I forget what his name is. Fuck that guy up. But then I got in my car to go back home, listen to another 30 minutes, and it was just like the first book, there was a lot of dialogue, but Alosa almost felt whiny. I don't know if that's the correct word or if that's exactly what I'm looking for to describe her. But in the first book, she was very witty and very snappy, and she had a little bit of attitude. But I feel like in this one, she was almost more childish.
Yeah.
Like,
And I mean, in this book too, she is officially on her ship. She is the captain of her own crew. The first book, we do get to meet her crew, but we don't really get to see her in charge besides like maybe the last chapter. This is the time to see her take charge, and it's kind of like what Esper said. She just felt very childish. There wasn't
yeah, she
very
didn't.
captain moments, you know what I mean? It didn't feel like
No.
it.
No, she kind of like delegated it to everybody else, no? Like, the most she did was tell people where to go and like a vague, this is what your job is. but she only really took charge of her ship once, and they were in the middle of the storm. And now, look, I get it. What is she, 17? I get it.
Probably.
She's young, okay? It's a YA. They're young. But they're in this storm. Very bad storm. Terrible storm. And little Rosalind, if you don't know, little Rosalind is the youngest member of her crew. Super cute. I think she's like 6.
I think she's
No.
6 or 7.
Yeah, I think she is 6. She's like 6. Super smart assy. But anyways, Rosalind and Ryder. What's his name?
Riden.
Riden. Her love interest. Her love interest.
Do you call it a love interest? There's not really anything going there.
That's what he's supposed to be.
That's
okay?
like
Her supposed.
Okay.
Her supposed love interest.
Have you ever seen the show Survivor?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know whenever they get to like the final like 3 and they have to like fight, or like the final 4 or whatever, and they have to like build a fire and fight for their spot, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine the person that doesn't know how to make the fire and they just keep smothering the fire. So you see one tiny spark and you're like, oh, fire, and then it dies.
Yeah, that was a romance.
Yeah.
I didn't know where you were going, and then I saw where you were going. So the only romanceable option for her in this book. Anyways, they end up, going overboard. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, she has captained her own ship. If you hear my nails against the table, I'm sorry. I speak with my hands, and I'm heated, okay? She is the captain of her own ship, okay? Captain. Her ship. Her crew, right? 2 of them go overboard. Mind you, her and these 2 people aren't the only ones on the ship. Nor are they the only ones on the top level of the ship. There are several other people, several other capable individuals. And our girl Alosa lets go, basically, of the wheel of the ship and decides that she's going to race to the edge of the boat to make sure everybody's okay. Let me circle back, okay? There is a storm. Very bad. Very bad storm. She pirates a smaller ship. Okay, I know we're not ship experts. I'm not a ship expert. I'm not even a pirate. So that probably doesn't mean anything to anybody. However, think of it as your car. You're in your car, you're driving. And by the way, you fought to drive behind the wheel of your car. There was a very capable driver right next to you, but you were like, no, you don't know my car the way I know my car. I'm gonna be driving this bitch. And your passengers, you're driving a van. It's a van. Anyways, your passengers, I don't know, the door just opens and they're flying out of the car, as opposed to letting the rest of your passengers help those people. You put a brick on the fucking gas pedal and take yourself back there. Tell me how that turns out. Just tell me, how do you think that shit turns out? What do you think?
Oh, I haven't stopped laughing. Let's circle back.
Okay, so now that you got that analogy, okay, let's go back to the boat. What happens to the boat? Well, it just goes around in circles, because apparently that's what happens to a boat when ain't nobody steering. It just goes around in a circle over and over and over again. So we're going in these crazy fucking circles.
I don't think that's accurate, though. Sorry.
Girl, I don't know. I don't pirate a boat. I don't know how that shit works. Someone who knows how ships in like olden times work, let us know, because I don't know. If she says it's spun, shit, it's spun. Couldn't tell you. But it's spinning, okay? Now that wouldn't be a problem if there wasn't a crew member in the fucking ocean while this boat is spinning. What do you think happens to the crew member while the boat is spinning? Well, you think they can get out of the ocean?
I would assume that the boat would just like drive over them,
Yeah,
knock his ass out.
like I'm sure this boat has a fucking rudder, a little spinny thing in the back. If we're going in circles, how is he not chopped up by that shit? Riddle me that one, Miss Author. Like, how does that work?
Honestly, this book is this book.
Indeed.
You like I don't know what to say about it. It's just I'm not. I feel like the author put so much thought into the first book and was like, you know what, I can write another book or two on this. This is perfect. So okay, actually, I was reading reviews on it. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I was reading reviews and it looks like it was originally supposed to be a duology, meaning there was never supposed to be a third book, obviously. So where oh, this is gonna sound mean, I am so sorry, where in her right mind did she say this was so perfect, I need to write a third book?
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
And you know, we're
Yeah,
gonna suffer through it. We are gonna suffer through it.
we are. I did read the reviews on that third book. Nobody come for me. Because I had to know, okay? I had to know what I was getting myself into. Because, look, some of you might be okay with going into a snooze fest blind, but I am not. What if I turn this shit on and I'm driving and it's like 7 in the morning? I don't wake up that early to drive. What if I gotta go somewhere that early? I get in my car, it's 7 a.m. I got this fucking snooze fest going, and I'm falling asleep behind the wheel because this book was supposed to keep me up and entertained, and it's not. It's lulling me to sleep on the highway, going wherever I'm going. Boom, car accident. Now what? What now? If I wanted to go to sleep, I would have put on some fucking classical music or something.
And I
No
mean,
hate to those people out there who enjoy classical music.
that's the thing too, because like, you know, people who have been here before and like Esper know if I start a book, I can finish it that day. I even did it, you know, last week when we did Silver Flames. I finished that 800-page book in under 24 hours. That's fine. Mind you, this is a 300-page book, and it took me 2.5 days to get to chapter 10. I'm sorry. Like, I couldn't do it. And I tried so hard because, you know, I thoroughly actually enjoyed the first book. I mean, it was very slow, but I did thoroughly enjoy it. I thought that maybe this was gonna be a step in the right direction. Maybe, as we said in the last one, maybe this maybe this book was just like opening like the world building up, and maybe we had to wait until part 2 to like get all the action. Absolutely. Part 1 had more action than this book did in the first 50% of the book.
Mhm.
Mind you, there was no action in the first book.
Mm-mm. Sexual or otherwise. And yes, I had to say that. Because seriously, come on, man. I get it's YA. So we're not going to get super crazy with it. And that's okay. I'm okay with nothing super crazy. But
Oh.
what?
Sorry. I'm reading more reviews because I need to feel justified right now.
Oh, okay, okay.
Part of this review says, first of all, why did the characters change? Riden used to be a hot, cocky, semi-mysterious gentleman, but now he's a
Mm-hmm.
baby-looking asshole. Alosa used to be an independent, powerful badass, and now I don't even know what she is. I don't get a sense of adventure from this book. It was all just full of Alosa being a petty, stubborn bitch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've never liked a Goodreads um review, but this is my very first one. Like, honestly, it says, where's the chemistry banter from the first book? That's literally what I was just saying. Like, this book felt empty. It literally just has the shell of the book, but like no pages in between. That's basically what it feels like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And if you remember, in the first book, towards the end, when Alosa gets captured, and then her and Riden,
Riden?
Riden, I'm sorry to this man.
I'm I just guessed as well.
Anyways, whatever his name is, when they're going back to the brother's ship, she uses her siren abilities to get his ass to the ship because he's shot in like both legs or in the leg or something. And they get to the ship. And then she uses her siren abilities again to make sure that his ass lives and he doesn't die, right? And then they have like this whole conversation. Don't use them on me again because I don't like how that was. Yada, yada, yada. Whatever. We move on to the second book. Okay. Like I said before, super bad storm, spinning ship. Riden, Ryder, Ralph, whatever, is in the ocean. And what does Alosa do? Jumps in, as any rational girl would, and goes, siren mode, right? Because she can't control herself. But then she sees Ralph, and he's in the ocean, and he's dying. And she thinks, oh, man, this male can't do shit. Come here, male. I will help you. So, obviously, she's using her siren powers here for the people who don't understand what that means. And he, swims to her because she's compelling him to swim to her. And she saves his life. Listen to me. She saves his life. I'm going to say it one more time. She saves his life, right? Cool. They get back aboard the ship. Manzi takes this man, makes sure that he's okay, he's good, he's wonderful. She puts him in her bedroom so that he's comfortable. She goes over to make sure that he's okay, and this man has the audacity to be upset with her. He says, the reason my legs are shaking and my arms are shaking are because I pushed myself to swim to you because you were compelling me to do it, and this is your fault, and this, that, and the third, and I told you not to use your siren powers. And she says, so I should have let you die. And he doesn't answer that. He doesn't say, yeah, you should have let me die. He says, I told you not to use your siren powers, motherfucker. Matter of fact, I'm gonna throw you back in the ocean. You want to die so bad? Get your ass back in there. Because I saved you, and you want to complain about some shaky legs and some shaky arms? At least your heart is beating, motherfucker.
Yeah,
at least you're breathing. Yes. Like, why are you like this? I get it. The siren power thing, it could make you question whether what you're feeling is real or not. But we already hashed this out in the first fucking book. There's no need for rehashing. It's been hashed. Move on. Get over it. This is who she is. If you really loved her, or cared about her even, because I don't even know if we use the love word, but if you cared about her, you would accept who she is and what she is. She did not choose to be a siren. That's just what happened. But she chooses to use her siren powers as opposed to seducing you and making you do things that you ordinarily wouldn't. She uses them not only to understand what you're feeling, although you get mad at her for that too, but also to save your fucking life. More than once. And you want to be a moody little bitch boy about it. Please, get over yourself. Like, for fucking real, my guy. Get over yourself.
Literally, I felt like this entire book was just him complaining the entire time.
And her complaining.
For no reason.
She was also complaining. Like, and it was like this wishy-washy, I want him, I love him, I don't love him, I like him, I don't like him. He's just doing this because he's a prisoner, and this is what I did. And it's like, ma'am, please. Like, can we get our whole lives together? I get it. We're a teenager, but I'm gonna need us to use our frontal lobe and start thinking about this logically. Please. I beg.
Yeah. This was a rustical book, to say the least. We always say here on Night Court Narrative, oh, hey, we're Night Court Narrative, by the way. Hello.
I'm Esper.
Hi, I'm Elvish. This is Violet in the middle. Hi. Um, um, wow. This, yeah, apparently we didn't want to introduce ourselves. Um,
Now I'm embarrassed to have read this book. I think that's what it is.
I think we just wanted to get it over with. And, you know, we always say here that we don't ever mean to be an asshole. And, you know, I'm more down for constructive criticism. I think that kind of went out the window this episode, and I feel
It did.
bad, but oh my god. I deserve a refund. I purchased this entire series thinking, man, this is going to be such a great, lovable, fantasmo book. The first one was lackluster. This one was just hatred. And then the next one's probably just going to be like, you know, no, we're going to give the third one a try. It's going to be fine. We like our shadow mommy. It's fine.
Look, all reality with you guys. Yes, we're hating on the book. But you have to remember that here at Night Court Narrative, we've read so many books.
We have.
And not just adult, but YA and, you know, various other groupings of books. We're individuals that have also been alive for longer than a decade. So we have seen many romantic tropes, many books with plot holes, many books that have no plot whatsoever. And we've read them all, we've gone through them. Some we've enjoyed, some we haven't. But I do feel like this series, you can get through it if you are into very turn your brain off. Nothing, no deeper thinking. It's just very surface level material. If you are someone who is just now getting into any sort of fantasy books, any sort of romance books, maybe you're a preteen or a teenager and you haven't really picked up reading for your life. You played video games or whatever it is that you did, and now you want to get into reading. I think this would be a very good dip your toe in the water. It would be entertaining for you. You could probably get through it. You might even like it, and that is okay. But for individuals who have read any other book, it's not satisfying at all. It's like being a 40-year-old person reading
Twilight.
Not even that, because I would pick up Twilight over this, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Not gonna lie though, Twilight
Like
the
reading
book
Gum
is like
Diaries
amazing.
or something. Like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and you're 40 years old and you're reading it. Like it's like it's kind of
but I mean,
not good.
At the same time though, like in a different aspect, you know, I completely agree with everything that Esper just said, and you know that is right. You know, like I'm at this point that you're seeing the video, I'm now 30. So doing this whole I like you, I don't like you, I like you, I don't like you, like I'm not for me. But at the same time, I'm also tired of people doing reviews and just saying whatever to make the author happy. When here we're actually like honest with our reviews. And yeah, no, this book was a snooze fest.
Yes, it is YA through and through, with the romance, the style of writing, the over detailed aspects of it are also a bit much. But again,
Repetitiveness as
YA.
well.
Yeah, YA through and through. You know, if you're looking for a good YA book, I'm sure this would fit the bill. If you're going into it thinking that it's going to be Fantasmo, pick a different book. Or get a different mentality. This is a very quick, like I said in the first one, you need a palate cleanser, or you're doing mindless work and you just want noise in the background. Like, it's very suiting for that.
However, it is a type of book that can easily put you in a reading slump. So if you're reading it at the wrong time, This might be the book
Yes.
to like ruin the rest of your week.
Agreed. But even with
Well,
saying all of that, knowing that we read the first two, well, two of them, we will be giving the third one the good old college try. Okay? We
with
will crack it
tears in
open.
my eyes.
We will crack it open and we will hopefully, if it's not good, try to get to 50% of the book at minimum. And then we will come back and tell you how we feel. But like I said, we will give every book a try because I personally believe that every book deserves a very unbiased try, even with previous letdowns.
In the
And
same way,
Elvish, yeah, and Elvish can knock out like a bad book in a day and, you know, cry while she's getting through it. But she'll get through it. So we will be doing the third one. Do not fret. Do not worry. Maybe send prayers.
yeah, yeah, we need a few. Ugh. I need a drink now.
Alcoholic or otherwise.
Yes.
Noted.